What's up, Steeler Nation? Mass Steeler fan here. Today we'll be talking about the Broncos win, or the Broncos win. Steelers go into Mile High Stadium, Colorado, take the dub 13-6. 13-6. And I'll be honest, dude, after I watched this game, I wasn't too ecstatic. I wasn't very happy leaving. I wasn't, yeah, we got the dub, but it didn't feel good. And it's mainly because the second half was pretty much a shit show all the way around. It was referee ball the whole way. But we'll get more into that here in a little bit. Uh, First thing I want to talk about from the game is Justin Fields. Uh, Big quarterback controversy in the room right now, if you want to say. Russ has been hurt, hasn't been healthy. We're rocking with Fields until Russ can get fully healthy. No reason to rush him back. Rush him back? Rush him back. Not what I did. Let him heal. He's supposed to be the vet. He's supposed to be QB1, but I mean, week 2, Justin Fields starts out 2-0. Doesn't look bad by any means. Doesn't look stellar. He's playing good football. Now, week 1, the term game manager, I don't like the term game manager, but he was a game manager week 1. They kept the game simple for him. Week 1 to week 2, I saw some development in Justin Fields. There were some throws that he made in this game that he had with a little bit of anticipation, where he had a little bit of reading the field, going between options, and he found them. I mean, that's progress. You see Justin Fields make great stellar throws all the time, and he has talent. I want to see him do the regular shit that a quarterback can do, and he proved that he can, or at least did it sometimes in week 2. I mean, he had some dimes out there, but the first quarter or first half was some of the best offensive drives I've seen from the Steelers in a long time, where it just felt good. Our O-line was controlling the line of scrimmage in the first half, especially the run game. The run game was working. The Broncos defense isn't necessarily stellar, but I mean, credit to our line. They were working. They were doing what they needed to do outside of Broderick Jones. I mean, that was horrible. 3 penalties, back to back to back. Holding. I believe they're all holding. Can't. Cannot have that. That was a whole situation in itself. Trying to switch Troy and Broderick Jones. Why? Cost us a pretty big gain. Most notably, the throw to George Pickens on the outside. Justin Fields scrambles out to his right. A dime. That ball was thrown so well, you never even saw it hit George Pickens' hands. It just right over the shoulders. Back to Justin Fields, though. I mean, that's what we're talking about. We expect him to make plays like that. You've seen him make plays like that. So it's going to be interesting going into week 3 what they think about Justin Fields. I personally think he played well. I think the O-line played good in the first half. We'll get to the second half here in a little bit because that was a shit show. We'll talk about receivers. Freiermuth did exceptionally well in this game. He's coming in as our predominantly second wide receiver right now as being a tight end. I knew he could do it. Am I a fan of it? No. I want a wide receiver 2 in the room outside of Freiermuth. I like Freiermuth being a threat when he's not looked at as a number 2. He did good, though. Justin Fields dropped some dimes into him. He had some big-time catches, putting us into the red zone. All-around good game from him. Can't remember his final stat line. I want to say it was like 33 yards or something like that, a couple catches. The other wide receiver I want to talk about is obviously, you see the shiesty. It's George Pickens. He's going up against arguably a top 3 corner in the league, Patrick Surtain. a top 3 corner league, Patrick Surtain, and he made him look easy. I mean, he is easy. They had to eventually bring help over for him, and even then, he should have had a better stat line. George Pickens should have had a better stat line. He got robbed. He's been getting robbed week 1, week 2. Big plays. That big play from Justin to Pickens called back. That's 50 yards. He had a touchdown, 10-yard touchdown called back. Offensive pass interference. Ticky tacky calls. But I mean, we expect George Pickens to take the jump, and he's taking the jump. He played a phenomenal game. It's just rough when there's not a second wide receiver behind him giving the ball if George is getting all the looks from the defense. Next thing I want to talk about is probably the running backs. Running backs played good. Najee Harris had 60-some yards and some rush attempts. He did good. He ran the ball hard. He ran the ball physical. First half, I think that's what we needed. Jalen Warren had a couple decent plays in there. Running backs all around look solid. I don't have any really much to say about a running back room. I like them. I think our O-line needs to do a little bit better to help our running backs out. But all in all, it's not bad. I think the play calling in the first half was great. Arthur Smith is coming in and he's doing what he needs to do right now with the QB situation to keep Justin Fields playing the way that he's playing, and he's managing the game. Arthur Smith is calling good play calls to keep the game going the way that they designed this football team to play. People don't like it, but we're a defensive first team, and we hold the ball on offense. The ground and pound game, we've been doing it. We're going to continue to do it. It's not much more you can expect with a defensive head coach like Mike Tomlin. The play calling first half, great. Defense, I have nothing negative to say on the defense. I haven't watched any film, really. This is just me talking about my thoughts. But I mean, defense has looked lights out. Weeks 1, weeks 2. TJ Watt, he should have, I mean, his stats, talk about getting robbed. He should have 4 sacks on the year now. 4 or 5 sacks on the year. Unfortunately, he doesn't have that. I mean, he's so good. I mean, they call him, they got the fucking phantom tackle, phantom sack on Bo Nix this weekend. At first, I thought he didn't tackle him either. I was in that group where I was like, dude, he just fell. Bo Nix just fell. He did swipe at the ankle, but TJ Watt is a monster. He's helping out our defense a lot. Secondary's looking solid. Joey Porter Jr. is out there. He's locking up the wide receiver ones on other teams. So they played a good game this weekend. Defense is lights out. They stay healthy. Not many teams are going to do very good against us. I think a lot of people like to talk about the high-end teams, that we can't sustain our offense to these high-end teams. But I mean, the way our defense is, if they're playing healthy, dude, and our offense can just stay on that field for 5, 6, 7 minutes at a time, these high-flying offenses, I don't think have a chance. That could just be me sucking off the Steelers a little bit because I am a Steelers fan. Sure. But hey, man, our defense is for real. The biggest thing in this game that made it, 1, not fun to watch, and 2, destroyed our offense in the first half and the second half, is penalties. I mean, it was referee ball from the start, dude. You had some ticky-tacky holding calls. You could argue, bro, TJ gets held like that every play and they don't call it, but Roger Jones, you got to do better. Dude, that's 3 plays back to back to back where I think all holding. Can't have that. That kills a drive. That killed a big drive. That doesn't happen. That was a 99-yard drive. That doesn't happen. We're going down the field. I believe we score. I believe we get in the end zone that way because that was a big play to Pickens. Roger Jones cannot have that, dude. That's ridiculous. All around, bro. A couple wide receiver calls. On the and the referee were calling it both ways. Like, I'm not saying it was just the Steelers. The Broncos got some calls too, and I guess this will lead into my other talking point about the second half. Is I think that's the reason I left this game not feeling good, feeling excited. It's because the second half was just boring and no rhythm. I felt like every 2 plays there's a flag. Every 2 to 3 plays there's a flag. You cannot have that, dude. You cannot. As a viewer, this is an entertainment business, and I got to sit through a commercial every 30 seconds because there's a flag every 2 to 3 plays, bro. I get the refs are there for a reason. That was horrible. That was horrible from the teams as well. I'm not blaming the refs fully. But I understand that some of the calls were legitimate. Some of them were. That's just sloppy football. Sloppy football from the players. Sloppy football from the refs. Not fun to watch. Not fun to watch. That's why I came out of the game not feeling super excited about it. And I believe just typical Mike Tomlin ball too. We had the lead going into half, 10-6, 10-3, 13-3. I don't remember. We had the lead going into half, and I mean, typical Tomlin ball, I guess you could say. I should expect it. We just let off the gas. And went ultra conservative. I don't think it helped Fields out. I don't think it helped our offense out. Ultra conservative, relied on the D. Now, I said Arthur Smith's calling a good game, and I know it probably involves more than just him, but I want to see that expand more in the coming games. Is that we don't just let off the pedal like that, dude. This is the NFL. You let these teams hang around, they can come back and win. It takes a fluke play. When we saw a snap hit Justin Fields right in the face, luckily we recovered it. But I mean, that was in the second half. That ball gets recovered by Broncos. Now you're talking about they score. It's tied ball game, one score game. Do not take your foot off the gas. That's my biggest pet peeve. Is just kill him. Just put it out. Close the game out. Close the curtains. Stake your claim. But I get it. Being conservative, defensive one. Our defense is lights out. They're leaning on that. I don't want to lean on that forever because I think it puts a lot of pressure on the defense. Let's try to even out the pressure with the offense with a little bit. All in all, man, it was an okay game. The biggest thing that we're still talking about is it Justin Fields or is it Russ? Russ is still hurt. They're letting Justin Fields play. We're going into week 3 now. The first 2 weeks, I think from week 1 to week 2, Justin Fields did make an improvement. But I think it's also because they game planned with him a little bit more. They knew he was going to be the starter for this game. He made an improvement. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Justin Fields. If he continues the steady improvement, I say we stick with him. I want to see what Russ can do, but I don't know. There's just some plays in this game where I think that Russ can't make. Like that throw to Pickens, I don't think Russ is making that. There's a time where Justin Fields was getting rushed off the right side, ran for a first down. I don't think Russ is doing that. What I do think Fields struggles with is going through his reads, seeing people if they're open or not. I think he needs to throw them open more. Russ doesn't really throw people open more. Anyway, he's a pretty much see it to throw it type of dude too. So I don't know, man. I don't know. It's getting interesting. It's getting tough. I want to see Justin Fields play in week 3 against the Chargers. How he plays then will determine it. I roll with Justin Fields in week 3 as long as Russ isn't healthy. Even if is Russ healthy, dude, I say he's gone 2-0. Give him a big game. This is a big game. Week 3 is a big game for him. Give it to him. See what he can do. But anyway, for the Broncos game, I gave my thoughts on it. I think that's really about it, bro. We're 2-0. 2-0. We're not blowing people away. National media is not going to love us because we're not putting up 1,000 points. But hey, Steeler Nation, we're 2-0. We're looking good this season. We have some upside. There are some things to look forward to. If we start gelling, we start putting some pieces together. We need a wide receiver too. We get those together. I mean, we look. I could be sucking us off a little bit. But I mean, hey man, we can look pretty good. Uh, I think that's about it. I'll see you next time. I'll get a Chargers video out. Just Chargers. I'll get that video out here pretty soon. But yeah, appreciate it. Peace.